Hello dear students, in the previous videos we have completed a chapter called as Animal Kingdom. From today we'll start with the new chapter, that is Structural Organization in Animals. So here in this chapter we are going to study about internal structure of animals. Okay, to study this the internal structure, we need to have some basic composition of animals, that is especially the building blocks of animals. Which is the building blocks of animals? They are cells. Okay, so the basic concept of cell you have discussed in high school studies. So here we'll study about second higher level, that is tissues. Later we'll study about the morphology and anatomy. Okay, so before dealing with the chapter, let's discuss with the topics to be covered in these lessons are: first one, animal tissues; second, morphology and anatomy of earthworm; and third one, morphology and anatomy of frog. So this year, morphology and anatomy of cockroaches deleted. So you need not to study about the morphology of cockroach. Clear? So our first topic is regarding with the animal tissues. So animal tissues are divided into four types. So what are the four types of animal tissues? They are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and neural tissue. So four types of animal tissues. Repeat with me. They are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and neural tissue. Now, why we study plant and animal tissue separately? Why? Because in first level of organization itself, they differ from each other, that is plant cell and animal cell. So hence it is studied separately. Okay. So first of all, what is a tissue? A tissue is a group of similar cells having a specific function and origin. It is referred as tissue. So tissue is defined as it is a group of similar cells having specific function and origin. Okay, so let's discuss with one by one tissues. So which was the first animal tissue? That is epithelial tissue. So generally it is referred as epithelium. So how to pronounce? Epithelium. So this epithelial tissue, they basically provides covering or lining to some part of the body. Okay, so it has a free surface which faces either a body fluid or the outside environment. Clear? As I mentioned, it covers or lines body or body parts. What is the third point? So here cells are compactly packed with little intercellular matrix. What do you mean by intercellular matrix? It is the matrix present in between two cells. So this epithelial tissue, it is further divided into two: simple epithelium and compound epithelium. So I repeat, animal tissue which was divided into four different types. In that, first type was epithelial tissue. So epithelial tissue which is further divided into two: simple and compound. So in generally, simple means single layered tissues, whereas compound means it is made up of many layered cells. Clear? So we'll discuss in detail about simple epithelium. So simple epithelium, it is composed of single layer of cells. This is important. It lines body cavity, ducts and tubes. So the general function, as I mentioned, it acts as protective tissue. Okay, so this simple epithelium, it is further divided into three types: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, and columnar epithelium. So what is squamous epithelium? So this squamous epithelium is thin layer of flattened cells with irregular boundaries. Means here the cells will be flattened like this. Okay, it is not having any cube or slender shape. So it is flattened with irregular boundaries. Means it may be like this. There is no proper boundary for that. And this squamous epithelium, they found in the walls of blood vessels and air sacs of lungs. So especially the squamous epithelium, they found in where? They found in the walls of blood vessels and air sacs of lungs. Air sacs means alveoli. Okay. Next is about cuboidal epithelium. So cuboidal epithelium composed of cube-like cells, whereas squamous epithelium, it is made up of flattened cells. Here cuboidal epithelium made up of cube-like cells like this. Okay, can you see these cells? And where they found? They found in ducts of glands and tubular parts of nephron. You might have studied nephron in high school days, right? So in the kidney, inside the kidney, there is a structural and functional unit which is called as nephron. Okay, so tubular part of nephron, which is composed of cuboidal epithelium, and also the ducts of the glands. Okay, so some glands are with the ducts and some are without ducts. Such glands are called as ductless gland. But here, if ducts are present, so in such a part, it is made up of cuboidal epithelium. Next, third type is columnar epithelium. So columnar epithelium composed of tall and slender cells. So here cells will be tall like this. Okay, so in the first type, squamous, the cells were flattened. In cuboidal, cells were cube-like. Here cells were tall and slender shaped. Their nucleus are located at the base. If you see the nucleus here, so all the nucleus are present at the base, not at the center, right? So free surface may have microvilli. So here this part which may consist of microvilli, and they found an lining of stomach and intestine. So columnar epithelium, they found a lining of stomach and intestine. Okay, the main function is secretion and absorption. They secrete and absorption, right? In the stomach there will be secretion of HCl, right? In intestine there will be absorption of food. For that these cells are important. So I repeat, first one, which is that squamous epithelium, flattened cells, they found in walls of blood vessels and the air sacs of lungs, right? Cuboidal, cube like structure. So where they found in ducts of glands and tubular part of nephron. Okay, columnar, they are found in lining of stomach and intestine. Okay, So some of the columnar and cuboidal cells they are modified into some other epithelial tissue, which is that they modified into either ciliated epithelium or glandular epithelium. Okay, so what does it ciliated epithelium means? So ciliated epithelium means there will be presence of cilia or cells bear cilia on their free surface. Means, can you see cilia here? So on the free surface of either columnar or cuboidal cells, there will be presence of cilia. Okay, so this will be present in the inner surface of hollow organs like bronchioles. Bronchioles will be present in the where in the respiratory system, right? And also it is present in the fallopian tube. So fallopian tube means this is a part of female reproductive system. Okay, in second PUC in detail you are going to study regarding with the reproduction and reproductive system and all, but for now you should know that fallopian tube, which will be present in females, and with the help of ciliated epithelium the ovum will be which moves towards fallopian tube. Okay, so this is important. Next, function. So function is to move particles or mucus in a specific direction over the epithelium. As I mentioned, for the movement of ovum in the female reproductive system, so the ciliated epithelium is important. Clear? So next is next modification is glandular epithelium. So here cells specialized for certain secretions. Okay, based on this there are two types of glandular epithelium. One is unicellular and second one is multicellular. Unicellular means it consists of isolated glandular cells. Okay, it consists of isolated means separately these glandular cells are arranged. Okay, so can you see this picture? So there are separate glandular tissues are present, and example is goblet cells of the alimentary canal. So this is the example for unicellular type, whereas the example for multicellular, it consists of cluster of cells. Can you see here? Okay, so within one cell there will be having cluster of cells. So example is salivary gland. Okay, so based on the mode of pouring of their secretion, the glands are divided into again two types. Is it directly released to the blood or it is released into the duct? So based on that it is divided into two types. One is exocrine, one is endocrine glands. Exocrine gland means they released their secretion through ducts. You can remember about salivary gland. So saliva is released into the ducts. Okay, not directly to the blood. So this exocrine glands, they secrete mucus, saliva, earwax, oil, milk, digestive enzymes, etc. Whereas endocrine glands are called as ductless glands. There is no duct present in it, and they release their secretion directly to the blood. Okay, especially they produce hormones. So second epithelial tissue is compound epithelium. So till here we have discussed regarding with simple epithelium. It has got so many different types. Here compound epithelial means it is composed of many layer of cells. Okay, and what is the function? Its function is in secretion and absorption. So compound epithelium, which also provides protection against chemical and mechanical stress. So mainly where you find this? So they usually cover the dry surface of the skin, okay, and moist surface of buccal cavity, means mouth region, buccal cavity, pharynx, inner lining of ducts of salivary glands, and pancreatic. So as I mentioned, the cells of epithelium, they are compactly packed, okay, to ensure that there will be presence of few of the junctions. Those junctions are called as cell junctions, okay, which prevents somewhat leakage to the cell. So cell junctions are the junctions that provide structural and functional links between adjacent cells. If these are two cells, if there is a gap between these cells, there will be leakage, or there will be release of water, or entering of some of the antigens, etc. To prevent that, there will be junctions between these adjacent cells. There are three types of junctions. One is tight junction, adhering junction, third one is gap junction. What do you mean by tight junction? So tight junctions, which helps to stop substances from leaking across a tissue, means here the cells will be tightly packed like this, okay. Here nothing will be released outside, so it acts as a skin cells, okay. Second one is adhering junctions, so it performs cementing to keep neighboring cells together. If you take these two as a cells, there will be a gap like this. There is not that tightly packed here, but in gap junction, here it facilitates the cells to communicate with each other by connecting the cytoplasm of adjacent cells for rapid transfer of ions, small molecules, and sometimes large molecules too. So here the cells will be like this, okay. There is a gap between these two cells for the transfer of ions, etc. So such a junction is called as gap junction. So here we have completed regarding with the epithelial tissue. So next is connective tissue. So connective tissue, as name mentions, it links and supports the other tissues or organs. There will be connection between these two tissues or organs. They are most abundant in complex animals. So you can find these tissues in multicellular animals or complex animals. So in all connective tissues except blood, the cells which secrete a fiber which is called as collagen or elastin, that provide strength, elasticity, and flexibility to the tissue. Meaning, if you consider a cell like this, okay, so except blood, so there are different types of connective tissue, right? You might have heard about cartilage, bone, okay. Blood, it is also connective tissue. But except blood, other connective tissues like areolar, adipose, dense irregular, dense regular, so such connective tissue which consist of the cells of those connective tissue consist of a specialized protein which is called as collagen, okay. These cells present here, it is called as fibroblast. This is called as fibroblast. So cells of connective tissue are called as fibroblast, and it secrete a protein which is called as collagen, okay. So that collagen which provide, as I mentioned, strength, elasticity, flexibility to the tissues. So here the cells are not compactly arranged like epithelial tissue, hence have large amount of intracellular space. So here there will be intracellular space in between the cells. That intracellular space is filled with matrix. Okay, so the space present here, it is called as matrix. The connective tissue, it is divided into three types. One is loose connective tissue, second one is dense connective tissue, and third one is specialized connective tissue. Here is the rough picture of three connective tissue. Loose connective tissue, this is about dense connective tissue, and the third one is specialized connective tissue, which includes blood, bone, cartilage, etc. So we'll discuss with the three connective tissue in the next video. This is all about today's video. Thank you.